Vival convinces Man United to beat Newcastle to Sesko as 3 reasons sway transfer push. Welcome back to Unite United News, the platform you can always trust for the most accurate and up-to-date Manchester United transfer news. When the big stories break, when the rumors start flying, and when you need to know what's really happening at Old Trafford, you know exactly where to come. We've built our reputation on bringing you the facts that matter, the insights that count, and the exclusive details that other sources simply can't match. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest transfer battles of the summer, a story that could completely change Manchester United's attacking future. It's a tale of smart recruitment, strategic thinking, and a race against time that has all the drama you'd expect from a blockbuster transfer saga. What if we told you that Christopher Vival, United's director of recruitment, has just convinced Ruben Amorim to make a move that could solve all of United's striker problems in one brilliant signing? What if we revealed that this move could beat Newcastle United to one of Europe's most promising young strikers? And what if the player in question has been compared to none other than Erling Haaland himself? Get ready for the complete inside story of how United are plotting to land Benjamin Sesko, the 6'5" Slovenian sensation who could be the missing piece in Amorim's puzzle. The perfect storm. How Sesko became available. Benjamin Sesko wasn't supposed to be on the market this summer. The 21-year-old Slovenian striker had been quietly building his reputation at RB Leipzig, showing flashes of the brilliance that made him one of Europe's most watched young talents. But sometimes in football, circumstances create opportunities that nobody saw coming. RB Leipzig's failure to qualify for European football for the first time since their promotion to the Bundesliga in 2016 changed everything. For a club that had built its identity on competing at the highest level, missing out on European competition was more than just disappointing. It was a financial disaster that forced them to consider selling their best assets. Suddenly, Sesko found himself in an unexpected position. Despite his obvious talent and potential, he was watching other big-name strikers move to top clubs while he remained stuck at Leipzig. Arsenal had been long-term admirers but ultimately chose Victor Gyökeres instead. Chelsea looked at him but decided to sign Liam Delap and João Pedro. One by one, the dominoes were falling, and Sesko was still waiting for his big move. But as they say in football, timing is everything. And right now, the timing couldn't be better for Manchester United. Enter Christopher Vival, the man with the inside knowledge. This is where the story gets really interesting. Christopher Vival isn't just another director of recruitment making educated guesses about foreign players. He's a man who knows Benjamin Sesko better than almost anyone in football, and that knowledge could be the key to United landing their dream striker. During his time at RB Leipzig, Vival worked closely with Sesko and watched him develop from a promising youngster into one of Europe's most exciting striker prospects. He saw firsthand what makes the Slovenian special, understood his mentality, and recognized the unique qualities that set him apart from other players his age. When Vival arrived at Manchester United, he brought with him a wealth of knowledge about players across Europe. But few excited him more than Sesko, the striker he had watched grow and develop, the player he knew had all the tools to succeed at the highest level. So when Ruben Amorim started looking for attacking reinforcements, Vival knew exactly who to recommend. But convincing a manager to pursue a specific player isn't just about saying, "Trust me, he's good." Vival had to present a compelling case built on facts, analysis, and a clear vision of how Sesko would fit into United's system. The 3 compelling reasons behind United's push. What exactly did Vival tell Amorim that convinced him to make Sesko his top striker target? The answer lies in 3 key areas that perfectly align with what United need right now. Reason 1. Physical dominance in the box. At 6 feet 5 inches tall, Sesko brings something that United have been missing, a genuine aerial threat who can dominate in both penalty areas. But here's what makes him special. Despite his imposing height, he's not just a target man who waits for crosses. His jumping ability is exceptional, and his timing in the air is already at a level that many experienced strikers never reach. Vival has seen this up close. In his previous comments about Sesko, he specifically highlighted the striker's incredible leap and strength in the air. This isn't just about being tall, it's about using that height effectively, and Sesko has mastered that art better than most players twice his age. For a United team that has often struggled to create clear chances in tight games, having a striker who can attack crosses and corners with such authority could be a game-changer. How many times have we seen United create good wide positions only to lack that killer instinct in the box? Reason 2. The rare combination of size and speed. Here's where Sesko becomes truly unique. Players his size aren't supposed to be quick. The laws of physics suggest that someone standing 6 feet 5 inches shouldn't be able to run behind defenses or chase through balls with genuine pace. But Sesko breaks all the rules. Vival described him as extremely quick despite his height, and this combination creates nightmares for opposing defenders. Center-backs who are used to dealing with either quick, small strikers or big, slow target men suddenly find themselves facing someone who combines the best of both worlds. Imagine the tactical flexibility this gives Amorim. He can play direct football, using Sesko's height and strength to hold up play and bring others into the game. Or he can play in behind, using the striker's pace to stretch defenses and create space for players like Bruno Fernandes and the wide forwards to operate. This versatility is exactly what modern football demands, and it's exactly what United have been missing. Reason 3. Technical ability that defies his size. The third reason might be the most important of all. Big strikers are often limited technically. They can finish, they can head the ball, but they struggle with the finer aspects of the game. Sesko is different. Vival specifically mentioned that despite his 1.95-meter frame, Sesko is mobile and technically strong. This means he can drop deep to link play, he can turn and run at defenders, and he can create chances for himself even when the service isn't perfect. For Amorim's system, this technical ability is crucial. The Portuguese manager doesn't just want a finisher. He wants a striker who can participate in the build-up play, who can create space for others, and who can adapt to different tactical situations within the same game. The Haaland comparison that changes everything. When football people start comparing a young striker to Erling Haaland, you know they're talking about something special. The comparison isn't made lightly. Haaland has redefined what we expect from modern strikers, combining size, speed, and finishing ability in a way that seemed impossible just a few years ago. The Bundesliga website didn't just casually mention that Sesko has shades of Erling Haaland. This comparison was based on careful analysis of his playing style, his physical attributes, and his potential trajectory. Like Haaland, Sesko combines intimidating physical presence with genuine pace and mobility. Like Haaland, he's a natural goal scorer who seems to find the net, even when chances are limited. But here's the key difference. While Haaland was already commanding massive transfer fees and wages when he moved to Manchester City, Sesko is still at a stage where a club like United can realistically afford him. This could be United's chance to sign their own version of Haaland before he becomes truly unattainable. Think about it this way. If United had the chance to sign Haaland before he became the world's most expensive striker, wouldn't they take it? That's essentially what they're being offered with Sesko. The Newcastle United challenge. But United aren't the only ones who recognize Sesko's potential. Newcastle United have been actively pursuing the striker all summer, and they've already made significant progress in their pursuit. According to reliable sources, the Magpies have presented an attractive proposal to Sesko's representatives and have even agreed terms on a 5-year contract. This isn't just idle interest. Newcastle are serious about making this happen, and they have the financial backing to compete with anyone. What makes Newcastle's position particularly strong is their willingness to act quickly. While other clubs have been hesitating or considering alternatives, Newcastle have been moving decisively. They've spoken directly to everyone in Sesko's camp. They're ready to pay what Leipzig want, and they're prepared to meet the player's wage demands. This creates a real challenge for United. It's one thing to identify the right player, but it's another thing entirely to win a transfer battle against a club that's moving fast and spending big. Fabrizio Romano confirms the battle is real. When Fabrizio Romano speaks, the football world listens. The transfer expert has built his reputation on accurate reporting and insider knowledge, so when he confirms that a fight is ongoing between United and Newcastle for Sesko, you know this is more than just media speculation. Romano's latest update paints a clear picture of where things stand. Newcastle are ready to strike immediately if Sesko gives them the green light. They've done their homework, they've made their offer, and they're just waiting for the final decision. Manchester United, on the other hand, are still working on the financial aspects of the deal. They're trying to understand whether they can make the numbers work within their budget and their financial fair play constraints. It's a more cautious approach, but it might also be a more sustainable one. The fact that Romano mentions both Sesko and Ollie Watkins as targets shows that United are keeping their options open. They've even had direct contact with Aston Villa about Watkins, though Villa's reluctance to sell makes that deal much more complicated. But here's the crucial detail. Leipzig have already accepted internally that Sesko will probably leave this summer. This isn't a case of trying to convince a reluctant selling club. It's about winning a straight auction between interested buyers. How Sesko fits into Amorim's vision. Understanding why United want Sesko requires understanding what Ruben Amorim is trying to build at Old Trafford. The Portuguese manager has a clear vision of how he wants his team to play, and that vision demands specific types of players in key positions. Amorim's system relies heavily on creating overloads in wide areas while maintaining a strong presence through the middle. This requires a striker who can do more than just finish chances. He needs someone who can hold up play when the team is building attacks, someone who can create space for the wide forwards to operate, and someone who can provide a consistent goal threat even when the service isn't perfect. Sesko ticks all these boxes. His height and strength make him ideal for holding up play and bringing others into the game. His pace allows him to stretch defenses and create space behind the opposition's defensive line. His technical ability means he can drop deep and participate in the build-up when needed. But perhaps most importantly, his age profile fits perfectly with United's long-term planning. At 21, Sesko isn't just a solution for next season. He's potentially the striker who could lead United's attack for the next decade. The supporting cast, Bumo and Cunha connections. One of the most intriguing aspects of United's interest in Sesko is how he would fit alongside other rumored targets like Brian Bumo and Matheus Cunha. These aren't random signings. They're part of a coordinated strategy to build a cohesive attacking unit. Bumo's creativity and ability to find pockets of space would be perfectly complemented by Sesko's movement and finishing ability. The Brentford star has shown he can create chances for different types of strikers, but having someone with Sesko's aerial ability and positioning would take his assist numbers to another level. Cunha brings a different dimension. His versatility and work rate would allow Amorim to be more flexible with his tactical approach. With Sesko providing the focal point in attack, Cunha could drift wide, drop deep, or even support from a second striker position depending on what the game requires. This isn't just about signing good individual players, it's about building a system where each player makes the others better. That's the hallmark of successful recruitment, and it's exactly what United have been missing in recent years. The Højlund factor, upgrade or partnership. One question that many United fans are asking is what Sesko's arrival would mean for Rasmus Højlund. The Danish striker arrived with high hopes but struggled in his second season at Old Trafford, leading to questions about whether he's really the long-term solution. Rather than seeing Sesko as a replacement for Højlund, it might be better to view him as an upgrade in quality and competition. Having two young, talented strikers competing for the same position could bring out the best in both players. Højlund's struggles last season weren't entirely his fault. He often lacked proper service and was asked to carry too much of the goal-scoring burden on his own. With better players around him and genuine competition for his place, he might rediscover the form that made United sign him in the first place. Alternatively, both players could be used in different tactical setups or even together in certain games. Amorim's tactical flexibility means he's not limited to using just one striker, and having multiple options gives him the luxury of changing his approach based on the opposition. The financial reality check. As exciting as the prospect of signing Sesko might be, United still have to work within financial constraints. The club's spending in recent years has been scrutinized heavily, and they need to ensure that any major signings comply with financial fair play regulations. This is where Newcastle's aggressive approach creates additional pressure. If the Magpies are willing to pay whatever it takes to get the deal done, United might find themselves priced out of the market even if they desperately want the player. However, Vival's inside knowledge of both the player and the selling club could prove crucial here. He understands what Leipzig really want from this deal. He knows what motivates Sesko personally, and he can help United structure an offer that's attractive to all parties without breaking the bank. The key might be offering something that Newcastle can't, Whether that's a clearer path to first-team football, a better long-term project, or simply the prestige of playing for Manchester United. Other transfer movements, the bigger picture. While the Sesko saga dominates the headlines, it's worth remembering that this is just one part of United's broader transfer strategy. The club are also being linked with Newcastle goalkeeper Nick Pope, which would be a surprise move given United's current goalkeeping situation. Meanwhile, Tottenham are reportedly looking to take advantage of United's situation by targeting two of their players in a potential double raid worth £125 million. These kinds of movements show how interconnected the transfer market can be. One club's pursuit of a player often creates opportunities elsewhere. The situation with Alejandro Garnacho is particularly interesting. The young winger has been strongly linked with an exit, and reports suggest he has already made his preferred destination clear. If Garnacho does leave, it would free up both funds and squad space for other signings like Sesko. What this means for United's future. If United succeed in signing Benjamin Sesko, it would represent more than just adding another striker to the squad. It would signal a return to the kind of smart, strategic recruitment that characterized their most successful periods. Vival's influence in identifying and pushing for this signing shows the value of having experienced football people in key positions. His knowledge of Sesko isn't just based on watching videos or reading reports. It's based on working with the player directly and understanding exactly what he brings to a team. The signing would also demonstrate United's ability to compete with other ambitious clubs in the transfer market. Beating Newcastle to a highly sought-after target would send a message that United remain an attractive destination for top talent. But perhaps most importantly, it would give Amorim the tools he needs to implement his tactical vision. Having a striker who can adapt to different styles of play, who can contribute in multiple phases of the game, and who has the potential to develop into a world-class player is exactly what United need right now. The road ahead, what needs to happen? For United to complete this signing, several things need to fall into place. First, they need to finalize the financial aspects of the deal and ensure they can meet Leipzig's asking price without violating FFP regulations. Second, they need to convince Sesko that United is the right destination for his career. This is where factors beyond money become important. The project, the manager, the playing style, and the long-term vision all matter to ambitious young players. Third, they need to move quickly enough to prevent Newcastle from gaining an insurmountable advantage. In transfer battles like this, hesitation can be fatal. The good news is that United have several advantages in this race. Vival's relationship with the player, the club's global reputation, and the opportunity to work with Amorim all count in their favor. But advantages mean nothing if they're not converted into decisive action. Conclusion: a transfer that could change everything. As we wrap up this deep dive into United's pursuit of Benjamin Sesko, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just another transfer rumor or media speculation. This is a carefully planned move by people who understand both the player and what United need to succeed. Christopher Vival's conviction about Sesko's potential, backed by his intimate knowledge of the player's abilities, provides United with a significant advantage in this race. The three key reasons for targeting the Slovenian: his physical dominance, his rare combination of size and speed, and his technical ability, align perfectly with what Ruben Amorim wants from his striker. The battle with Newcastle United will be intense, but it's exactly the kind of challenge that United should be relishing. These are the moments that define transfer windows and shape the future direction of football clubs. Here at Unite United News, we'll continue to follow this story closely and bring you every update as it happens. We've built our reputation on delivering the news that matters when it matters most, and this transfer saga has all the ingredients of a summer blockbuster. Whether United succeed in landing Sesko or not, the fact that they're targeting players of this caliber shows the ambition and vision that fans have been demanding. The project is taking shape, the pieces are being put in place, and the future is looking brighter than it has in years. Stay tuned to Unite United News for all the latest developments in this fascinating transfer battle. When the next chapter unfolds, you'll read it here first. Because when it comes to Manchester United transfer news, we don't just report the stories, we break them.